the Real Life Podcast.
It's not working right. That's what she said.
I turned off the speakers.
It hurt.
I'll let you know when the light goes off.
Is it still
I'm not giving away my
Are we
shit.
talking over it?
Oh yeah,
I have a salad.
it's exactly what Tyler loves when you do.
And then came back and just threw it in my mouth.
I get
Light's still on,
physically and emotionally
I can see it rolling.
mad.
All right, I too love Puff Daddy.
Okay.
Nope.
4-hour intro.
There we go. I think that's done now.
There you go.
So
Now-
is that the one with Rick and I?
yeah, you're in
Not on the Real Life Podcast.
That's right.
You call it like a rolling start? Is that what this was?
cold open.
Cold. It seemed pretty warm.
Yeah,
We should just do what we do on O&R, where I sing the intro. And
that
you
is
just
nice.
Sing
I mean,
over it.
you did sing in that intro. We couldn't hear.
Should I plug it in?
We're already stealing your work. Your singing
Yeah,
is
you're
in our
already in that
intro.
intro.
Yeah,
Or-
I heard it yesterday.
We stole your work.
Yeah, I played on ONR yesterday too.
Nothing is safe.
So this is it, eh? We're going.
We're ready.
So this is the
live.
big time.
This is Nation Real Life episode 4 million.
Yep.
Hosted by Better Tyler.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bag Milk's here. Wanye's here.
Mhm.
I'm here. Chalmers absent as is
The
tradition.
Banana King.
Tyler's claiming he's in Florida. I'm pretty sure it was just a green screen behind him today on Oilers Nation Every Day. Looked pretty unreal.
What do you guys talk about today? There's no games to talk about.
Not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke about trade deadline stuff.
Uh-huh.
Somebody asked if we were going to get DeBrincat, and Tyler didn't shoot it down, which is weird.
Okay, I'd
So,
love to bring Cat as
yeah.
well.
Me too. So we'll see on that one. What the one guy in St. Louis is a guy I guess Frank
Achari.
spoke about. No.
Oh,
Mikola?
Mikola.
Yeah.
I don't mind a big defense. Another big kind
Yep.
of tough defenseman.
So we
going to
spoke-
the playoffs.
We spoke about him, and then people interpreted it as the Oilers don't need to improve on the blue line because we said don't spend a first round pick on Chikrin, Edmonton, or Gavrikov. And people got very upset that we were talking about
There's
that.
one thing I've learned about the internet. Most of the time,
It's undefeated.
everybody is very level-headed.
Yeah.
It's a very calm place.
Well,
Yep.
Very rational.
Mm-hmm.
You can have just a good open dialogue.
Open dialogue, back and forth, respectful.
Social media is where you go to solve things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 2-3 exchanges back and forth. You'll work it out.
Yeah.
You know, social media is great for the witch hunt in the sense of like, there's a photo and you're like, who is that person? And someone, because of their deep dive into the social medias, will find out exactly who that person is.
Yeah, it's true. Someone actually on the show today was telling Tyler nobody wants to hear his opinion.
Mhm.
And Tyler's reply was, the show is called Oilers Nation Every Day with Tyler Yaremchuk. So clearly some people want to hear it. And that guy left pretty quickly when
Well, to
everybody
be
in the
fair,
chat jumped
Tyler
in.
did make the title up and the whole show concept up. So he wants to hear it.
True.
Maybe that guy doesn't want to.
He left shortly after Tyler called
I
him out on the
respect
show.
that.
Yep.
Come join us in Nation Real Life Land because
Man of his word.
there's no opinions to be had here.
And Tyler's not here.
I've got plenty of hockey stuff to talk about. Tons. So you saw that photo of Connor and Lauren on the horses, right?
Yeah.
On their vacation,
It's
and then the
amazing.
photo of them at dinner.
Mhm.
It caused me last night to have like this weird fever dream where I was on an island with both couples, but it was like Swiss Family Robinson. So like one tree had a tent house in it and another tree had another tent house in it. And in my dream, I was just worried that Connor and Leon got enough to eat until we were rescued. I was like, I can't have them leave this island like Tom Hanks and Castaway all skinny and take like 3 years to come back. So in my dream, I was like gathering supplies and leaving it at the foot of their tree houses so they would have enough to eat.
Oh, that's nice.
And you're telling me that there isn't stuff to talk about hockey related?
Mm.
And you're telling me that fans don't play a role?
Yeah. I was gathering coconuts. Pretty cool dream.
It was a cool dream.
I woke up and I was like, ooh, that's because of social media.
Were you eating a lot of cheese before bed?
No.
Why, does
sadly.
cheese make you dream?
Yeah.
Really?
What'd you
weird dreams?
dream after all those cheesecakes?
I was going to say, I did have dreams last night. It's funny you say. Is there actually cheese in cheesecake?
No, it's mostly just
Well, there's
oil.
cream cheese.
Oh, come on. Of course there is.
Is it?
It'd be very off brand. There'd be a lawsuit.
Yeah, true.
Cream cheese.
Yeah, it was a good cheesecake last night.
Yeah, cheese is supposed to trigger something.
There's a
about your
block of
dreams.
cheddar in every bite.
Delicious.
That's how filling it was. It felt like there was a block of cheddar in every bite.
When I saw that photo of you, I had to retweet it because it looked to me like how an emperor orders dessert. You're like, bring me every flavor of cheesecake you have in like it echoes. And then there's like lightning and thunder.
It was funny because we decided we were going to go out for the cheesecake.
Oh, it wasn't just you?
No, the other people ate.
You had the waitress take a photo.
I don't
Get
see
a
these
load of
other
this.
people in the photo.
Yeah,
I
there's
just
no other
see
people in
Liam
the photo.
sitting in front of a table.
He's like
smiling with every piece of cheesecake.
Liam's friends don't go out for wings; they go out for cheesecake.
Yeah, we went up for cheesecake because
Wednesday cheesecake.
Yeah.
10-cent slices. Beer and cheesecake.
I believe
Watch
it's
the game
full
with the
price.
boys.
I'm a bit of an expert on cheesecake. I know, not in the sense.
Well,
of
that
like-
photo would suggest yes.
Yeah.
I just know. So you can't have a beer with cheesecake. They're far too filling. So last night where we were, they had $1 off tankards, and all my friends got a tankard and cheesecake.
Oh,
I got a lemonade and cheesecake.
Oh,
you
you
went
get a nice.
sweet with sweet.
Yeah, I mean,
You could have
even
got a
like
nice dessert wine.
Yeah, I could have. I didn't
I
have
love a
Dangerous
port.
there to help me out. So
That'd be
The
nice.
port lifestyle. I could. Have you tried port?
I have, but it's been a minute.
Oh man. Okay. Fuck. We're on it.
So we were like, we'll try the 4 flavors of cheesecake they have there. And then we
Cherry, chocolate, caramel, and
it was strawberry, chocolate, caramel, and then just plain.
so it's the same cake, different topping.
Different toppings.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then everyone just ordered strawberry besides the one person who ordered caramel. But believe it or not, KFC has a great cheesecake.
I would believe it.
They have fantastic cheesecake.
They have the resources to figure out anything.
Many people don't believe me on that, but I took my friend there once and he was
Just
like,
for cheesecake.
just for cheesecake.
It was Wednesday.
It might have been a Wednesday.
Yeah,
It might have
that
been a
would make
Wednesday.
sense.
And yeah, we had a good slice of cheesecake.
Is that where you were in this photo?
No, I was at Boston Pizza in this
Awesome.
one.
You know, they're going to be analyzing your bill at Boston Pizza meetings for like 3 years, being like, how do we get this to happen again? How do we get everyone to sit down? And how do we get 6 cheesecakes to go out the door? We could do this once more a week per location.
Well, it's the confusing is the tankard cheesecake
Yeah.
combo. Like, is there a promotion we're missing?
There's
on?
table toppers everywhere now. Tankard and cheesecake,
Wednesday
only
tankard-
$30.
Exactly.
What a deal. People love it.
The sweet of the cheesecake would kill the flavor of the beer.
Yeah, that's why I had a lemonade. And
A
it's
red
also
wine
just
would
so
go
filling.
good with cheesecake.
There's nothing red wine doesn't go well with.
Yeah.
in
So
my
next
opinion.
Wednesday, you'll catch me back at BP's for some cheesecake while everyone's out there having wings.
The vice president's watching you from the kitchen trying to figure out what's happening. Like, are dietary trends changing?
The lady said she had to pull out another cheesecake for us because they were like all in the freezer because they only take out like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
a day,
why
'cause
would you take out
'Cause
more?
no one buys cheesecake.
So the
Yeah.
great cheesecaking of 2022 went
a
down.
light went off at HQ.
Yeah,
For
Yeah.
sure.
For real.
The cheesecake light was flashing.
Yeah.
The factory heard about it upstream.
Yeah, you've really disrupted the cheese. Now the store in Westlock's not going to get its cheesecake delivery because
Like,
whatever one,
recalibrate our par levels.
whatever one you're at's taking all the cheesecake in anticipation of next Wednesday.
12 cakes a restaurant. Let's go.
So yeah, Cheesecake Wednesdays.
Well, the good news is there's going to be a deal on cheesecake then.
Give it 6 good weeks and it'll be cheesecake for everybody.
It's going to be sitting in the freezer.
Yep.
No one's buying it 'cause
No
this
one's
was a
buying.
red herring.
Liam and all his friends have moved on. Now they only order a single fry each, but 4 liters of mayonnaise. These
I do
kids.
get mayonnaise with my fries.
They're delicious.
Well, as you should.
Yeah, it is very nice.
As a true European.
Not
would.
even a problem.
Did you say you're European?
You could call me a European.
I
Just
know
don't call
you
me
Brexited
British.
from it.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's still Europe.
Well, I don't know. Are you?
Yes,
yeah,
it does.
Is it a new
think so.
continent? Like, what do we?
No, I think I'm still European. I'm just not British. I hate that. I hate
Well-
when people call me British.
Like you are, but you're much deeper level. You are English.
I just think it's the same word. So why can't you say I'm English?
British and English
You know?
is the same word. Listen, you're in the colonies. You're lucky we don't call you New Zealandy.
Yep.
New Zealand.
You know what I
Kiwi.
mean? We're like, he's not from here
Mm.
ish. That's about as far as most Albertans get mentally.
One time when I first moved here, somebody was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And my mum said, "Oh, we're from the UK." And they said, "Oh, whereabouts in Ukraine are you from?" So yeah, not quite that far.
Well,
Okay.
No cheesecake in Montana's now. I'm looking. They have a skillet
I
cookie
think-
though that might interest.
that
you.
sounds
Oh,
delish.
cookie.
I've had that skillet cookie, and
Is there chocolate
it is,
sauce?
Oh, buddy.
2 decadent chocolate chip cookies baked better than Nana's. Yeah, we said it. And served warm in a skillet with vanilla ice cream and a caramel sauce.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that is like they should build a Wednesday.
Yeah. Could you swing the crew down to Montana to
cookie
eat
skillet
those?
and
Yeah, we'll have to go to the south side. But I think that's the closest one to Show Park.
A couple of skillets for the boys
and beers.
and beers.
Let's
They got
call
tankards.
Montana's. Can
All
they build one in
lemonades.
Sherwood Park for Liam for next week?
I think so.
Probably.
It's probably in the plans.
Maybe they just got rid of it. So
Okay, if you get one,
They need
they
a
just
bigger one.
got rid of one.
yeah, it was in the Shore Park Mall parking lot.
Wow.
Oh,
They can't be
that's
expected
why.
to keep
Oh, yeah.
everyone open.
Man, they need a
Yeah.
standalone location for you.
Yeah, they needed twice that size.
Come
probably.
on.
Yeah,
It's a fool's errand.
We got everything but a Montana's.
It's coming.
I hope.
Because then you can have some shake and share donuts with your skillet cookie.
You could also go for your birthday and get the moose ears, antlers on your head.
That's fun.
Did that ever happen?
Is that the reincarnation of Bullwinkles?
Oh, Bullwinkles was such a time.
Man,
You'd
it
walk
was
in,
amazing.
that robot behind jail. I don't remember what his name is. He was yelling at you.
He's Russian.
Was it
Was he?
Boris?
Boris and Natasha were behind there.
Yeah. Is that it?
You know that
Boris and-
Bullwinkles
Boris
gave
and Natasha.
birth to Pizza 73? Did you know that?
I did not.
The Bullwinkles in the north side.
Yep.
The guy was, moving some units, I guess, but they had a lot of pizza capacity. So he rented a space across the street in the strip mall and started selling Bullwinkle pizza out of there. And that was Pizza 73, man.
Now I'm learning.
So Bullwinkles is still around, just
Different form.
different
It evolved.
suit.
It's amazing to have the sack to be like, I'm going to start a restaurant. My first move is to license cartoon characters from Hanna-Barbera.
And his name is Boris Badenov.
Yeah, because he's bad.
He's a bad man.
Played by George Costanza.
Huh.
In
In
the movie.
in the real life movie.
Who
I can't
was Natasha?
I can't remember who Natasha was.
The girl from American Pie? Natasha? Whatever her name is.
Oh, Shannon Elizabeth.
No, the curly hair, Natasha Leone, I think is her name. She just got an enormous amount of surgery, like plastic surgery. And she was unrecognizable on the red carpet recently. And I was like, oh, I remember her. American Pie. A lot of those people had weird careers.
All of them, I think.
Well, Stifler was all right.
Stifler had a good
Yeah,
run. He's
He
gone
had a good
quiet.
run. He went quiet. He went.
He's
They
gone
always
quiet.
do in the end. As
Sure.
a comedian, you only have about.
Jason Biggs had a little bit of a sprint.
Yeah.
It was a quick one though. That was,
Tara
that was a
Reid
40-yard
was-
dash.
Tara Reid went to Van Wilder, and then that Van Wilder epic movie.
And then there's the girl who did How I Met Your Mother. I can't remember her name.
Robin Smulders? Oh, Bandcamp.
Bandcamp girl.
Yeah.
She had the best career out of the
All
Yeah,
of them.
she
combined.
did because she was like a co-creator, I think, of
show.
How I Met Your Mother. Or something.
Oh, yeah,
Allison
yeah.
Flanagan.
There
or
you
something?
go.
That was
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anyone else that came out.
Excellent flutist.
Although
She was a
Stifler's
flautist.
mom now does the White Lotus.
Oh, she's
She's back with a vengeance.
she's back and looks the exact same.
Hasn't aged a day. Has been 45-year-old cougar for 25 years.
Stifler's mom has got it going on.
Yeah.
There was also Chris Klein. I don't know where he went. He was Oz.
Oz, yeah, Oz had a tough.
He hit the bottle quite
I think he
hard.
hit the ball pretty hard.
As we all do.
Well,
Let's not judge.
Finch. I feel like I've seen him, but I couldn't tell you. Who he
He
was.
hit the bottle too.
Finch kind of pops up randomly
Bottling
in the bottle depot.
in the bottle depot with all his
Uh,
empties.
You see him around.
If you
That
want to
reminds me
feel
of Tyler told us on the weekend that he was saving his empties for a barbecue.
Hmm.
And I was trying to do the math in my head. How long is he going to be saving for this barbecue? Or how many bottles does he have?
Or is he buying just a $5 barbecue off Kijiji?
He could. Or he I'll just find him a free one.
I thought he was going to like have a party and invite
Yeah,
people.
that's
with
what
his-
I thought.
how I interpreted
I'm like,
it.
that's nice of him.
No.
Involve
No,
everybody.
this
No,
is
no.
selfish endeavor.
Tyler's going to think about others?
Yeah, no
Right.
way.
Jeez.
I think the garbage bins at his house are just betting slips and empties. That's it. The garbage man's like, another late week at the your check house. No big deal.
American Pie made $989 million in theaters.
What was your favorite?
Wow, and its
American
budget
Pie?
would have been 20.
I felt at
would
the
have been
ti-
10.
yeah.
I don't know. It would have been so light.
That was our generation because that was the graduation movie the year we graduated.
Yeah.
So I like really
Budget of,
identified with everyone.
Budget of $10 million.
That's all you need.
Wow. The R. Oh, wow.
I think that was the first adult movie I ever watched.
Hopefully,
Pornographic?
Stifler had a piece of the back end. If you know
Oh,
what
you
I'm
always
saying.
got to get a.
You think that's an adult movie or you think that's what an adult
like
movie
an
is?
18 plus movie. That
What's
was
an adult movie?
American Pie. It was like an 18 plus movie. That
When
was
he
like the
humped that
first one I
pie,
watched.
everybody in the theater chemically changed and the millennium was born.
Mhm.
I remember being like, oh man, I can't believe this is happening. Now that's nothing. 2023, everybody who isn't humping pie in the future.
There's a TikTok account
Pie hump?
just dedicated to it, to the sport.
The Chinese.
The sport, the best pastries for your quiet moments. Find me on TikTok. by the way.
Yeah. And OnlyFans.
How's that going for you on TikTok?
Perfection.
Well,
What do you post?
oh, it's a slow burn, one toe at a time.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, just promote your OnlyFans. On your
Yeah.
TikTok?
Then you got to pay for 5 to get the whole set, but you discounted to 4.
Yeah.
You get 4 for the price of 5 or 5 for 4, I should say.
Who's the football player they just showed that just became the coach of the Colorado football team? Deion Sanders. Is he missing toes?
I think they had to. He went in for a foot surgery because he had a foot problem.
Yeah, he has like no
football.
big toe and no.
And I think, he had an infection and some kind of.
Just a weird stump foot.
Yeah, he had 2 toes amputated.
Good God.
Yeah.
The left big toe and the second toe.
But he doesn't limp.
Which is interesting because you'd think that your balance is all gone if you lose those 2.
You just got to be
Bryce,
so muscular.
I wonder if those, yeah. Poor guy.
Would you rather lose
Coach
your
Prime.
big toe or an ear?
My big
Ear.
toe.
Would you your big what?
Well, how could I hear if I only had one ear?
Well, you'd still have your ear hole.
Yeah, the ear hole is
We're not
still
going to
available.
fill the hole in.
I could just grow out my hair.
Yeah.
But I could also just put on a shoe.
Well, and we know how you feel about no toes.
Having prosthetic limbs is not what it used to be for back in the day.
inside joke.
Poor old Terry Fox had to run around on like a wood stick, and now they've got these like amazing composite legs, and you can run faster than the normal person.
And like I'm just going to talk about the running phase of his career, Oscar Pistorius.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you don't want to
and nothing past that.
Just stay
Just
with
focus when he was the runner.
Sure. Why did something happen?
He lost,
Perhaps.
as far as I know.
It's almost impossible to discuss anybody or anything now, given the amount of shit that goes on in humanity year after year after year after year after year. We were talking about Mr. Beast before the show started, and I was like, I can't wait until he's a cannibal or something. Like, no one gets as big as Mr. Beast without a come down. Do you agree?
It's amazing how
He's getting shit on for like restoring people's eyesight.
We're like, why don't you do that for everybody all the time? Like, that's the complaint.
yeah,
Give me a fucking break. That's what I'd
it's
say.
amazing how his channel is flown up. He had a big to do for the 100 million, and I looked just before we started recording. He's at 131 already. Just boom, like that.
But it's going to come down, man. They get everybody in the end. They even got Will Smith.
Did you see? Well, yeah. Did you
Right?
see that flex? Will Smith got Will Smith.
Wow.
Well, yeah. But did you see that? Someone tweeted, I think, anyway, just like the price of Super Bowl ads over the course of the last
Yeah, it was
20
Adam.
years.
Adam, our boy Adam Seaborn.
He does
was
a
it
good
Seaborn?
job with content like that. He
Oh,
doesn't-
but someone else did it because then Mr. Beast replied to it saying, well, if anyone wants to talk to 100 million people for less than $7 million,
Yeah, just let me know.
hit me up.
damn, Mr. Beast, they're going to
That'd be
get
a
you.
Very targeted audience as well.
What is Mr. Beast going to do? Is he going to like drive a car on fire through a 4-H meeting and everyone's going to
Yeah, something that just
a
went just a
momentary
little
lapse.
bit too far.
They even got the
It's-
Coney guy, Coney 2012. They got him.
It's amazing to think of being that famous when he's 24 years old.
And his entire life has basically like been built around this since he was like, he's basically like an athlete that's done nothing but that.
He's
since
put in
he was
his
12.
10,000 hours. to say the least.
Easily.
It's impressive.
It really is impressive. Yeah, these last videos got 75 million views, went up 4 days ago, and that was quote unquote curing 100 or 1,000 blind people who basically had
It's
cataract
basically
surgery.
just like person after person coming up to Mr. Beast and be like, wow, wow, wow.
Was it
Mr.
people with
Beast-
cataracts? Is that what it was?
For the most part.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary about North Korea about like Doctors Without Borders.
And they thank dear leader.
Yes, yeah. So that's the first thing they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went to and they restored all the eyesight of all these.
The doctor's like, it wasn't dear leader.
Yeah,
it was Doctors Without
me.
Borders.
Yeah,
Dear leader let him in.
yeah.
Oh, the best. Mr. B should go to North Korea.
He should actually.
He should. I mean, with Kim Jong-il. He could be the new Dennis Rodman.
He can end wars.
Dennis Rodman opened the door. Mr. Beast kicks it down.
They say, and they being me right now, that like Logan Paul or Mr. Beast or somebody of this generation that like grew up with TikTok is one day going to politicize their platform and run for office.
Oh, for sure.
And like they won't even need to buy campaign ads because they're reaching.
Kind of Donald Trump kind of did that.
Yep.
Yeah. in a way,
Logan
yeah.
Paul, they keep mentioning like down the road,
Which one is he?
the younger one.
No,
Because
it's the
Jake
older
Paul
one.
is going to be in the UFC, it seems like, because I saw a video on TikTok with him. Was that, am I in the wrong one?
Logan Paul's the older one.
Is he?
Yeah,
Who
he's
just
the
did
one.
the WWE
That's-
suplex, like the rope to rope that was off the chain.
That was Logan. and
Oh yeah, so
Jake
Logan
the
Paul
boxer.
Logan Paul is going to be the one that could have a UFC fight coming. I saw a teaser video.
I would sooner go to the WWE if they're willing to pay than go to the UFC to get clubbobbered.
Well,
but he thinks he's legit.
Well, he is legit. He fought Mayweather, didn't he?
Yeah, but
like Mayweather's
like he's picking his spots, and so he's got to level up the competition.
Did you know that Mayweather's last fight he made more money than Michael Jordan did in the NBA?
Where did he fight? Like just some random rich guy?
YouTube.
He makes like $100 million a fight.
Yeah.
Oh, so why wouldn't you just come out and just tap dance there a little while?
The real last dance.
Just tag somebody a couple times for 100 schmil. Come on.
But he like puts all those rules in, right? Where it's like you can't win by knockout, and if you do, it's just a draw and all this stuff. So like his record will never be harmed.
You can't hit him.
Yeah,
that's another rule.
That is true.
You have to lose.
Yeah,
that's the other rule. You have to fall in the 7th round.
What about that NFL player saying that they get a script for the league?
Oh,
Arian Foster. I'm.
What's his?
There's always the term the game script that I like. That is a football term. I didn't listen to the interview yet.
I haven't listened to it.
I saw it. He was just basically ranting like a crazy person. It seemed like.
Arian Foster always seemed like he was a bit out there.
He was implying that the NFL is rigged.
Yeah, they send a script.
Have we?
That's a very like.
Yeah.
It's WWE. It's.
That's
K-Fab.
a very delicate tap dance.
To run the NBA with scripts, I don't think is like running a TV show where every actor needs to know the entire thing. You just need to dink around with things occasionally.
Well, there was that documentary, what was it called? Like Bad Sport or whatever, about the ref that was gambling on NBA games.
But the interesting was just like how refs be like, that fucking coach 2 games ago, like tore a strip off me. I'm going to get him back.
Yeah.
Like, that's how they talked.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which, you know, if you watch the Bengals KC Chiefs game, whatever, like I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so I should hate the Bengals, but because they're the rival Ohio team, but I got a lot of respect for Joe Burrow. I feel like they got a job there. It just the reffing seems so weird.
I just think the reffing's terrible.
But is it because the NFL needs Mahomes in the big game? Because I'm not allowed to say Super Bowl? Shit.
You ever watch his brother? He like goes to all the games and like dances on TikTok and shit.
But that stopped. This season he's put a stop to it.
He just doing the playoffs.
Was he?
They showed him fucking dance. Or maybe it was
his
an old
girlfriend
clip.
wasn't allowed to go too, right?
Maybe it was the old clip.
His wife and Jackson.
They're not allowed to go to games.
No.
They're not allowed to dance on
They're
TikTok.
just done on being on TikTok.
Jesus,
like last year
Murphy.
was too much.
They were always doing that?
Well, he's got like a $100 and some odd million brand to protect.
Who, Mahomes?
Oh yeah.
Like, damn right he does.
Well, he's an owner of the KC Royals.
Is he really?
I think he owns part of
and
the
Gianna
soccer
blah blah
team
blah
as well.
as well.
Oh, sorry. I way undershot his
$500 million.
his contract is $450 million over 10 years.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
And his endorsements might even be double that.
141 million of that is guaranteed.
He's probably the biggest star in the NFL now that Brady's done. Right?
What did you make of the no nonsense retirement? Just a little selfie video.
That's good. If he'd done a whole big thing again, it wouldn't have made.
He did it his way.
And Giselle's like, "Good luck to you." And then she made a statement to people that she moved on long ago.
Well, it's funny in my group chat, everyone's like, "Oh, like you know." Like, because Tom signed this crazy TV deal, right?
Yeah, 375
for
over
10 years.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good thing you got the Devo before that. I'm like,
what? She's richer than him.
I'm like, she still makes more than him a year.
She's worth more than her husband.
I'm like, he would have got a settlement in the divorce.
Cool.
I was reading people on Twitter being like, he could get her back if he wanted, and then people were like, why would he want to get her back?
Giselle is the catch.
He's free.
He's going to end up on that yacht with Leo here.
He's going to be on MILF Island, but he's the only contestant.
Speaking of which, come with us to Toronto. Not quite the same, but we are going to have ourselves a hell of a time.
That was a janky segue, as we call it in the industry.
AMA Travel put together a trip for us that you're going to want to be a part of. March 10th to 12th, we are going to Toronto. We're staying in the beautiful Royal Oak Hotel. We're going to be watching
Royal York.
I keep saying Royal Oak. Royal York Hotel. We're going to be watching the game in a suite. You got that on your bucket list for hockey experiences, and I bet you do.
Hockey night in Canada, Toronto. You get to. It is so hard. This is so funny. It's like impossible to get tickets to a Leafs game. And then our good friend and CEO, Jordan Nat, was able to get us a box, which is crazy.
That's insane.
He couldn't even get us seats.
You could only get a box.
That's how tough it is to get seats.
Nationgear.ca.
Will the newly single Tom Brady be there to tie it all together?
Hell yeah.
Probably.
Don't count on it, but Drake will also be there.
You know who might be there? Justin Bieber.
Wow.
Yeah, he might be.
It's like a weird nightclub after party where the concert's not going there, but they claim that like Drake is going to Midway, and you're like, is he?
Well, because isn't that the move for Biebs that he wants to be like the Drake for the Leafs?
He's working. It seems like he's angling it.
That's why you got to do the jersey, but Drake is in so deep with the Raptors, it's preposterous.
Well, he's an ambassador.
Yeah, and like OVO, the practice stadium is the OVO Athletic Stadium, right? Did you see the new OVO NFL gear?
OVO
really nice.
NFL gear?
It's
really nice.
unbelievable.
Not jersey, just like
jackets and hoodies and shit.
They're super cool. Wanye sent me the one with Wheezy. Lil Wayne was wearing a Green Bay Packers hoodie, and it was awesome.
See, NHL needs that.
Yes.
NHL gear is so whack.
It's boring.
That's what I said to Bagdog. I said, meanwhile, we get branded oven mitts.
Yeah. Like, I want an Oilers hat that's not just the standard blue and orange Oilers hat, and you can't find one.
Why? There's an underbrim that's orange?
It's getting like there's that new company like Aesthetics or whatever that powers the new store. It's getting better, but like you gotta think about team gear as streetwear.
Yeah.
And they don't. It's just kitschy. How many times can we blast a big logo here with an embroidering there and a this and a that? Like sometimes simple is good. And if you need to be gaudy, it needs to be well executed. And you leave that to people who know what the fuck they're doing.
Because if I'm not going to wear a Nation Gear hat, chances are I'm going to buy an MLB hat because they've just got so many more flavors.
Yeah.
It's unfair.
Who's your favorite MLB team?
I like Jays hats. I have 4 or 5 Jays hats.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Jays hat left in my hotel room in Toronto.
You did. Okay. It was brand new.
I'm a huge Al Nasser fan before Ronaldo. So it's a good time to be me.
Yeah.
You know, went from being a untelevised Saudi soccer team to the home of Ronaldo.
Weren't you saying something about Messi being offered an even bigger contract?
Yeah, by another Saudi team. Apparently $400 million a year.
Allegedly.
He's coming to conquer the States.
I think that the MLS is a great place for names to go and play at the end and not have to be super competitive, but grow the game.
Oh, but they'll be competitive. Like
in the MLS,
they've got like Abramovich when he first came, like he was just doing crazy shit.
Liam, what's the, like, obviously MLS isn't the same as EPL or whatever, but like, give me a hockey comparison. Are we going down to AHL or is it ECHL?
What level of Premier League would MLS? Like, is Bolton in MLS level?
Bolton would be MLS teams.
Really?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's the league is
2 below the Premiership.
Is that where Wrexham
EPL
is?
2?
Or did Wrexham just get
2 below Bolton?
But they just got promoted, right?
No. Yeah, they're first. But they're doing well. But you probably saw they're in the FA Cup, which is every team in England plays or within the English football leagues or English football.
And they beat a Premier League team, didn't they?
They drew 3-3 with Sheffield United, who were like 4th in the Championship, which is 1 below the Premiership.
It's all too complicated. I'm just going to weigh in here for a moment. There's too many damn leagues.
Yeah.
You can't be switching leagues and being relegated willy-nilly.
Why not?
I feel like I
what
just
am I,
asked
electrical engineer? I can't keep up with all the fucking changes.
If you're bad in North America, you get Conor McDavid. If you're bad in England, you lose hundreds of millions.
But then there's like a special game where you all play together at once, and there's like 8 teams on the field once and playing amongst themselves. And the first guy to score gets sent to Spain. Like, it's so complicated.
So then, are you suggesting that, to my question, the MLS would be like the ECHL of the Premier League?
Maybe like low end AHL, I guess. Like some teams are really good, but some teams are poor. Like, but it's just like such a new league. Like I think they've had 2 new teams last season. There's 2 before that, so the talent just isn't being dispersed as well yet because it's too, what's the word, diluted, I guess is a good word.
The fandom is like it's growing, so that means the money's going to grow, which means
and the World Cup's
poor Bolton's going to get.
MLS is the 9th biggest league in the world already for revenue.
Oh, it's going to take over the
unbelievable.
NHL.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But then when Ronaldo comes in 2 years
and plays Messi
out and into Miami
and David Beckham drops the ball, even though they don't do that because he'll come to drop the puck.
That's going to happen.
Messi's going to Inter Milan.
Ronaldo they're going to play together.
I think Messi and Ronaldo will play together.
You think so? They've got
Miami.
They're like Ovechkin and Crosby. But
at the end, they're playing for the dollar.
Messi
isn't. He'd be fucking on the El Nasser rival
team. Under contract.
Messi might be too good to play in the MLS right now. Ronaldo's not. Ronaldo's good.
He's ready.
Yeah. But Messi's still like one of the best players in the world. He just won the World Cup.
All right. Let me ask you this.
He's 3 years younger. So
Liam, how would FC Edmonton rank in all this? Now, let me just remind you, the league has folded and the team doesn't exist.
I think the league is still around and the team is folded.
Rat.
Haven't they folded 3? This is the third time they folded.
Listen, we cheer for our teams to fold. That's the North American soccer way.
Just bring back the Brickman.
Oh, and the Skyhawks.
And the Skyhawks.
Yeah.
They had it going on.
Actually, I think the Stingers would kick the Skyhawks out.
But the Skyhawks had a cool logo.
Yeah.
And they played in Rexall Place. And I remember going to a game at Rexall Place. There's like 30 people there and looking around as a kid being like, this will not last.
The Drillers I thought were going to stay.
Yeah, I thought they would too.
But I think that whole league's done. I don't think
I'm committed to going to some Stingers games this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great time, Stingers.
I haven't gone. I want to go.
There's going to be a sponsor again, so we have a bunch
that
of
big
tickets.
mop.
Are they going to have the mop?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get another second mop made.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, the Oodle Noodle mop rules.
Well, players get signed out of that league to the NBA now, I think.
Yeah, a Stinger now plays for the Clippers.
Yeah.
Sick.
Moon?
Jackie Moon.
Jackie Moon. Yeah.
Warren Moon?
Sailor Moon?
The Moon.
Yeah, the moon.
I'll go.
That's
I
why
want
the
to go, and I
MLS.
thought J. Cole was coming.
I'm also excited for
yeah.
Riverhawks.
Is he playing
Riverhawks is the
again?
best.
J. Cole? It was sus last time. He said he
Was
signed to the team. He played like 3 games.
Yeah, then he bounced.
Shame.
And he kept like
Mr.
leaving the
Rapper's got a
team to
tour
go
to do.
tour and shit. Like, if you
Come on,
can't
J.
stop
Cole.
your tour, J. Cole, to play ball, you're not a serious hooper.
In
Remember
Canada.
Master P damn near made the Raptors?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was some serious shit when you look back at it. At the time, I was like, of course he is. He's Master P. I don't know
It's a
that.
publicity stunt, but it was
But he was
actually
pretty
legit.
good, though.
Yeah.
They were trying to take Vince Carter pressure off of him, was what he said in the movie. There was a documentary made, and he's like, I was mostly there to take pressure off Vince Carter, but he had like 14 points one game or something.
Louis Tomlinson from One Direction signed a professional soccer contract.
Lily Tomlin?
Louis.
Which one's that?
I believe is in 80 for Brady.
That's what he has to look forward to in retirement, is all the old women that now follow him on social media.
You know what? I'm just going to go and say it. I'm going to see 80 for Brady on Saturday. It's the first movie I'm going to go see since COVID.
What on earth?
I've been having a really good time going to a Sunday matinee. Nobody in the theater. Sometimes maybe
I feel like I'm at a
people in there.
Skyhawks game. This is not sustainable.
I love it.
You can't go to movie theaters. There's 2 people in them for
Well,
Friday
if
night
you're going
showings.
to their downtime, like it's zero. Well, some cost to operate, but
No, I'm going to the West End one.
They're all different now, though. Like the theater is not the same. Yeah, like it's not like where you go to a stadium. There's like just rows of seats. Everyone has like their own custom lazy boy.
that's in the VIP theaters.
No, this is just anyone now.
I
At
think
least-
you have a skewed.
I
I
went
think
to
all the sugar from the cheesecake yesterday is
Listen to
rotting
how
your brain.
rich Liam is. He orders cheesecakes by
Every
the half
theater has a
dozen.
lazy boy.
Did you know that every theater just has a big fountain of chocolate
I
at the
mean,
front?
these
And you can
British
take
people
melon
have
that you brought?
very fancy
Hey,
taste.
easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I saw Avatar the other day,
Yeah.
Which one? 3? Because you're so rich you see them before they come out?
but it was like 2 or 3 weeks after it came out, and it was in Theater 3 at Landmark.
Empty, right?
There was probably like 10 people. in there.
Unsustainable,
Yeah.
said the Skyhawks.
Well, the one thing is, like, I got to tell you, I've watched a lot of movies on demand in my house. It's pretty nice to watch it in my house. I got a big TV there. I got all the snacks I need. I can stop it when I want.
It is nice.
The other,
But I want to go. I'm excited to go back and do a theater. And it's not like just because of that, I've established that
experience.
habit of watching it at home.
Yeah.
I just have had no desire, but I'm like, screw it. I got to force the habit again. Go to a movie.
a few weeks ago, I sat down and there's no more time in my life when I'm price sensitive than paying for shit through the TV. Right.
Yeah, I hate
And I sat down and I was staring at the menu for 10 minutes, looking at fucking Top Gun for $9,000 in 9K video. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. And I got up, I went for a walk around. I'm like, you know, this is a good movie. Tom Cruise don't miss. And I'm like, no. And I sat down. I'm like, what would it have cost to go to a theater, Wanye? And I did the math. Like, this is like half the price of that. Like, why don't you just rent the movie? And I'm like, fuck no, because they're going to get $26 and that's like a third of my cable bill. And I'm not going to, and then I did get it. And you know what? It was money well spent.
It is a
so
damn good
It
movie.
is
It's a
very
great
well
movie.
so
done.
good.
That's why Tom Cruise is at the height of Scientology, because he can deliver the message. You know what I'm saying?
He's got
And
no Satans anymore at all.
If you're like, we need somebody to sell this wacky shit, he's like, give me the mic. I'm going out on stage. We
was
need
great.
somebody to make people want to be in the Air Force again. Give me the mic.
When you rented the movie, did he do the preamble as there was in the theater? Been like, thank you for coming back out to watch Top
When
Gun.
I rented it, the lights in Wanye Manor dimmed. That's how much money it cost. It just went. I was like, shit, that's a lot of money. No, there was no preamble. It just went right into it.
Yeah, it was like, thank you for coming to theaters again. It's great to see it.
They nailed like what the storyline for the second Top Gun should be 30 years apart.
When I see a movie like that, or I see a movie like the new Ghostbusters, which was unbelievable, it makes me so fucking mad that every movie isn't good. They know to do it.
The kid one, the one where the kids like
unbelievable. It was really Ghostbusters good, Infinity Edge or whatever the hell it is
in Drumheller.
That was filmed in Drumheller.
Yeah,
I need to go to Drumheller.
I went there last summer
to see the movie being filmed.
No, just to see the dinosaurs. I left after a day.
There's dinosaurs in Drumheller?
There were no dinosaurs alive walking around, or
well, they're all dead. I'm out of here.
I hit all the sites within like 6 hours, and I was like, well, this is boring now, so I left.
I feel like when they're capable of reanimating dinosaurs, and we're not far away, Drumheller is a logical place to do a Jurassic Park.
But there's a company that's like, they based on the recent round of financing is already worth $1 billion, and they're bringing back extinct species.
Yeah, I saw somebody trying to ping the dodo,
the woolly mammoth,
and they want to just reintroduce them.
What?
Well, that doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
Nope.
Some of those animals were distinct because of their stupidity.
Yeah, or they were delicious.
I think the dodo bird was, hence the term dodo, but I don't know about the woolly mammoth. I think that's the ice age. The ice got them.
Hopefully they don't bring back the saber-toothed tiger.
I hope they do. And the Tasmanian tiger, most importantly.
Or
talking about that.
Megalodon.
Yeah, if we're going to bring back dinosaurs, start with the vegetarian ones, for fuck's sakes. Don't bring the carnies.
Yeah, the one with the big long neck.
Delicious.
Oh, yeah, the brontosaurus.
Yeah, he'll eat the tops of trees. We've got plenty of trees.
The pterodactyls.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, they scare me.
There's this YouTube channel I'm watching right now, Bag Milk, and the name of it, it's like an acronym. It's like NATTT or some shit. But basically what it is, in like the 30s, they drove around on the back of a pickup truck and filmed streetscapes. So it's like the closest thing to time travel you'll ever have, because they're just driving up and down streets in major American cities filming like this is what LA looked like.
It's like the initial like Google Maps.
Yeah, it's Google Maps
data capture.
Google Maps.
Yeah.
But no one's like waving to the camera or anything. It's just like people going on with their lives. And it was so bizarre. It's so much cleaner in those days, even though it's like during the Great Depression or prior to. Everyone wears a suit. Everyone wears a suit.
And a bowler.
You have like no money. You're living the Great Depression, but you have one outfit and you're rocking suits, and there's no litter anywhere. Like driving around in 1930, you were shocked at how like well preserved everything is. And if you showed them 2023,
yeah, garbage everywhere.
God damn.
Cheesecake stacked as high as the sky.
The videos are unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There's on Instagram. It's either Cool History or History Kids or something, and they find these old like clips of that and just like bring them back and add color, and just like, so here's like, you know, a main kind of vantage point of Paris, like down a street, but also there's a cafe there and people sitting and coming in and out and sitting on the patio and being served, or at the beach, and it's like, whoa, it's
cool.
But everything was so busy too, like everyone just like subscribed to it.
Vintage Edmonton.
There's nothing to do at home. You had to be outside.
Yeah,
home sucked, literally.
Yeah,
like there
sucked.
was no TV. Chances are you had bed bugs.
Yeah, I didn't have YouTube on my TV.
VintageEdmonton.com is one of my favorite websites and Twitter accounts. And they will show like this is what's happening this weekend in Edmonton in the newspaper from like the 70s and shit. It's amazing how much shit there was going on in those days. There's like 50 different concerts, all in restaurants. And every restaurant in town is bragging about being the best charcoal pit steak barbecue in town. I couldn't even tell you a single charcoal steak pit in 2023 in town.
Well, I'm assuming you probably don't want to have something that comes from a charcoal.
What, is it lethal?
Pit. Well,
is that why the life expectancy of a 70s Edmontonian was 36?
Yeah, I'm assuming like the carcinogens that fire off those briquettes. Like
they just
like probably delicious though.
Would they just have a grill and then they would have
the charcoal's underneath, and you have
so what you people don't? Isn't that what goes in a barbecue now?
You
no charcoal.
You could do a coal barbecue, could you not?
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I know. Sure. There's smokers and stuff, but they're using wood.
No, there's like a coal barbecue.
Think about what coal does to the atmosphere, and then think about your atmosphere as your lungs.
Tripod barbecues. You just load the coals in and light them up.
Yeah, charcoal barbecue. You can get one right now.
Really?
Playboy. $200. We'll have this here tomorrow. Jeff Bezos.
Wow.
Lauren Sanchez.
I feel like it's not good for you.
Probably not.
You know how they used to cook They used to cook on tires too. They just light a few radials on fire and cook steak on that bitch.
Mm-hmm. Delicious. Speaking of which, I've started to get some random listeners of this podcast hooked into prison TikTok.
Yeah.
And a guy sent me a video the other day where he made essentially a grill in his room, but to get power to it, he rigged it up into the light socket.
Yep.
It's just so
He would have had to have zapped himself a time or two.
At least a time or two.
You got time to figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And recover too.
Things were smoking everywhere. It was the best.
The final thing with this YouTube channel was footage of a 3-year-old chimney sweep in London in like 1920. This kid is walking down the street, 3 years old, mind you, covered head to toe in soot with like a brush. You know what a chimney sweep was? Liam?
Yeah, they were in Mary Poppins.
Yes.
Do you guys still have them over in the UK?
Yeah, I believe I still see
Yeah.
this.
Okay. Everybody has to work as a chimney sweep in those days.
It's how you just initiate yourself into the world in England.
Yeah.
So I see this kid covered head to toe with this big brush, and I'm like 3, and I do the math on Wanye Jr. This guy's going to start making me some money soon. There's got to be jobs you could do at 3 now in society.
Oh, for sure.
For
Kids are lazy nowadays. That's what I'm
With little
learning.
fingers. Maybe he could sew footballs for the NFL. You know, something.
Turn knobs of some kind.
Something. Tiger Woods could break
Podcast.
50 when he was 3 years old.
Come on. Chimney sweep is a lost art, I think.
Yeah.
That
It
kid
is.
did not look happy walking down the street.
Oh man.
It's a tough day of work.
It'd be
You
a grind.
climbed inside a chimney because you were so small you could, and then you scrubbed the chimney, and then you would be lowered down further and continue
Yeah.
scrubbing.
and scrubbing the shit that fall.
They're like, you don't need to learn to read.
Wouldn't it just be so dark? Like, how would you know if you even cleaned it?
Well, it's all just like clumps of shit that's falling down on your little lungs.
because it's clogging the
And
chimney.
you're worried about a briquette steak.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have what it takes to be a 3-year-old chimney sweep.
Well, speaking of old school steak, and I've already mentioned this, but I will still rant and rave about my steak I had at Coliseum Steak and Pizza.
Delicious. It had a flavor to it that was different than most steaks in 2023.
Yeah,
Maybe it's charcoal.
maybe it is. It's just like I remember seeing like people having like charcoal bags of like those little briquettes that you'd like, but now I just don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
So
$1.99 on Amazon.
Society
We'll get it here tomorrow.
turned in a new direction.
Charcoal grill.
Now
I don't know where to buy
smoking.
charcoal though. That's the second problem.
Well, I used to get it at Safeway.
You could?
I used to
The bag.
in a bag.
big
I can
bag?
picture it. It was a white bag, predominantly white, and it had blue and like red. Red was kind of like the 3 colors of it.
I love that there's probably somebody listening to this right now calling us morons because they've been charcoal grilling
Works for the
forever.
charcoal industry, probably.
Big charcoal.
Big charcoal.
I'm gonna pull up. I'm
Big
gonna pull
data?
up the bag. It's called like King something, man.
And it was always
Oh,
black
yeah.
dust
The
on
logo's a
outside
circle.
from the charcoal.
Like oval. King BBQ, King Ranch, King. What was the name of that old Japanese soccer player? King Kang. What was his name? Something like that.
King Kong.
yeah, Kingsford.
Kingsford.
Canadian Tire has it.
See, it wasn't that
There
wrong.
you go.
King Kang, just like I said.
Yeah.
We're going to be charcoal grilling in no time.
Look at that. I basically nailed the
You got it,
description of that
exactly.
bag. Predominantly
Circle.
white.
There's the
blue at the
oval.
bottom,
Yeah.
red somewhere.
It's supposed to be nice this weekend, so maybe
How does it go from -30 to +2 tomorrow?
But
Did you
hey,
just move here?
it's the Northern Experience.
It's just unreal.
this is the roller coaster
Heritage
ride we live
Classic
on.
2005. It was so cold, the beers were freezing. The next day was +3.
Beautiful weekend. Flying canoe this weekend in Edmonton.
They're doing a portage.
I think you portage down a hill in a canoe.
Hmm.
I think I missed the entry for that. I think because that like goes fast, but I might go check it out.
I went to the Byzantine Festival on 118th. You know, I'm a dad. Got to, take Wanye Jr. to the Byzantine era.
Of course.
Where they were like, I'm like, oh, this looks like maybe there'll be snacks for sale here. They're like, nope, we're forging iron. I'm like, okay. Then over there, I'm like, maybe we can get something to eat there. They're like, we're braiding horse's hair. Okay. It's fun.
Did you
There's a
end up
lot
getting
more.
snack?
What's that?
Did you get a snack though?
We left.
Go to the Handy Baker on 118th Ave.
You
They have
don't-
beautiful Portuguese butter cup tart.
You don't hear people longing for the Byzantine era for a reason. I discovered having visited their Byzantine fair. It's not that amazing of an era, but the festival itself was great. There was a lot of people out. People are on stilts. You got to remember, you're seeing this through the eyes of a 2-year-old.
Mhm.
Everything is amazing. Everything is magic. People on stilts. He can't believe his eyes as they pop out of his little head.
Yeah, the Byzantine era ended in 1453.
Just seems like yesterday.
Yep.
Anyways, the flying canoe is another one of those things where you may think as a adult, this is whack. But if you bring little kids,
No, I bet you can get like the frozen maple syrup like sticks.
delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's French people call it la tire.
That what?
Tire.
The pull
Tire.
Oh, tia.
Tire.
means pull.
Means tire.
Liam probably roll into that thing and order every flavor of twisted tier at once.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm going to France this summer, actually. That'd be good. I could.
That's a terrible flex. We're talking about going to the Canoe
Well,
Volant,
you said France,
which is
and I was
literally
thinking,
7 minutes up the hill, and you're talking about going to France.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Beast.
Hey,
nice
Floyd
flex.
Mayweather over here. Mr. Beast. He had a brother, eh? Mr. Beast had a brother.
Every theater has lazy boys in it.
Mr. Beast had a brother.
I bet you on your plane's going to have a lazy boy too.
I just got that one first class where I got my own room. Close the door, go to bed.
Oh, that's nice.
Fireplace.
Could not afford that.
I once flew first class on Emirates. I found some hack. It was very cheap. I didn't blow a lot of money from Brisbane to Auckland. And
just an up and down.
It's 3.5 hours. And that's exactly, I had my own little room. I had my own private flight attendant. And then there's the back bar on the A380. It was like the coolest experience. There's only 5 people on the top deck of that plane with me. And we're all just crushing Blue Label for free at this back stand-up bar on the plane. That was cool.
Top deck
Of the A380, it's a double decker.
Wow.
Business class and first class on the top deck, and then economy and premium economy on the main. Holds 500 or 700 people or something like that. And there was like 6 people on the second floor.
What are you, like a secret consultant for the military industrial complex? How do you have this type of funds available?
I told her, so here's
I
the
work
hack.
for Raytheon 1 hour a year and they pay me 70 grand.
Here was the hack. I was just certain. I found out. So I need to go from Brisbane to Auckland. Right. And then I found that there's this Dubai to Auckland flight, but it stops in Brisbane. And so I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'm wondering if it dumps a bunch of people and the plane's half empty going to Auckland. Maybe I can get like some crazy experience.
So I showed up on the tarmac with a sign that said Auckland ?
So then I looked, and in full disclosure, it was $1,000 to go that flight, and a normal flight would have been $450, like on any other airline. So
you can recoup that in Blue Label.
Easily. And then also the breakfast I ate, and the fact I could shower in the sky on the A380. It was
You had a shower in the sky?
A380 first class has a shower in the bathroom.
Hold on. So how does that work? There's like one shower for the entire first class?
There's 2 bathrooms. First class only has like 10 seats.
Do you book your time in the shower, or do you just get up like a king? And
there was no one. I didn't have to worry about booking. But yes, if it was full. But there was, I think there was me and one other person first class and 4
what did
people
showering in the sky feel like?
It just,
I'm very envious. All of a sudden.
like you're just like, the fact that you're doing it is what makes it so cool.
Was there a window in the shower? Could you
not in the shower, but there's a window in the bathroom because the bathroom is as big as this room.
Good God.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So it was wild.
That's worth $350 to shower in the sky.
Exactly. And
day.
then Dom Perignon and Blue Label, like,
What?
and then
I'm classy
and so
drunk.
in the back. So this is the thing. Like, I would love like that flight from Dubai to Brisbane would have been 10 grand for someone. Something great. But that back bar, if it's popping in there, you go to that back bar, it's like a lounge. And there's a bartender and you stand at the bar or you sit in the lounge area. And that could be your whole flight, just partying in the lounge.
When planes first came out, like commercial air travel,
Is that to your standard, Liam?
That'll hit the spot. Yeah.
they were mandated to be like subsidized. So they weren't trying to get the maximum amount of money possible per square inch. So most planes had lounges in them. And that was how they competed. It was like, we have the friendliest skies. We have the best lounge. We have like an Earl's in the plane.
You would see movies of them, people sitting at the bar. The old 747 on the second deck. I've never been on the top. I've never been on a 747, but on the second deck, they'd have a bar. And I really want to fly one and see, just get that experience. But you see that, and I'm like, oh my God, like a bartender in the sky.
Who won World War II? I'm starting to wonder, Liam. We used to live like kings and queens. Now we're packed 10 deep on Spirit Air and we all have to share a seatbelt.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Where do you get that one? The 747, whatever you said.
What do you mean? Where do I get it?
Like, where do you fly? Is that in Canada?
No.
Oh,
No?
Air Canada doesn't have
New York to London?
Oh, okay.
747. Who would still have 747s? Cathay Pacific. So you're flying to Asia. Lufthansa has it. So you're flying to Europe. I don't know if Air France still has it. I think British Airways still has some 747. They're getting decommissioned slowly.
There's a Flin Flon to Kansas City direct that is very underutilized. Very rarely is anyone
speaking
flying
of that, there's
direct. But if you want to, there's a 747 and leaving once
So
a
when you
day.
say Flin Flon to Kansas City, it makes me think of
Straight
this game,
shot.
Ticket to Ride. Have you played Ticket to Ride?
Oh, I love
Where you
Ticket
mix
to
trains?
Ride.
They're like the random
Yeah.
Sault Ste. Marie to New Orleans. Like, of course. Anyways,
Everyone's
that's an
taking
addictive
that
game
train.
if any of those Ticket to Riders.
That's a
laying
game?
track.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to lay some track, bro.
It's amazing.
Was it like Railroad Tycoon type?
Well, kind of, but like for
kinda.
5-year-olds. But like, it's
All
fun as shit.
25.
Or 42.
You know what this reminds me of is Dope Wars. That was a
this was
game
great.
you could set your watch to.
Man.
You ever play Dope Wars, Liam, on your
Did the
King
Marrakesh
trips?
Express ever arrive?
Oh, never sell
I've
E
never
for
played Dope
49
Wars.
pills when you bought it for 3 a moment ago.
Oh, man.
That game taught me a lot about math.
Dope Wars is a very math heavy game.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
And
great game.
Flipping about turning $1 into.
Oh, it's all about that flip life.
I had a very early laptop in school to the point where I'd get the laptop out and people would look at me twice and be like, where's this guy from the future? And I remember I had an early version of Dope Wars on that thing. And I didn't learn much that year. I
used
was
to play
busy
so
learning
much Dope
everything that year.
I learned about
Wars.
every available street drug.
I didn't know about
and
drugs.
its price.
Yes. And how it fluctuates. If you get hash at less than $50 a unit, you just sit and wait.
You're paying how much for mescaline? Come
You
on.
may refresh 2-3 times when that baby hits and you get on the Marrakesh Express.
Yeah. Well, that you'd have to start there. You'd have to start your speed, your peyote. If you could afford it, if the Marrakesh Express arrives, then you'd get into the hashish, and that was where you level up.
And there were times it was worth dumping whatever drugs you had on you if something was a really good
Oh,
buy.
yeah.
Yeah.
For really
And you
good
had to
buy.
just nut up
And then you're
dump
like,
it.
when do I make my move into cocaine? When do I do it?
Mhm. Only
And then-
2, or do I wait until I have enough money for more?
And then all of a sudden, some kind of bust happens or something, and then the price of cocaine goes up to $100,000, and you paid for 16,000 for it. It was.
Liam, this wasn't a game. This is real life.
It's probably a VR game on Oculus now.
Oh.
We're actually getting shot at because cops are chasing you, and like the newer version.
They
of
rob you on the
Doughboys,
subway, remember?
you get robbed on the subway.
That's
You get
40 bricks of
drugged.
cocaine, I would say to myself.
Oh man, yeah, it was a grind.
Speaking of Oculus, Bag Milk, yesterday you hit me up, the Oracle of West Edmonton, and said, look at the after hours trading on Meta. And then we laughed. Did they shoot Zuckerberg and cancel the metaverse after hours?
It's shot. Today.
What did they hit their earnings? What
There's a
happened?
couple things. They bought back a bunch of stock.
Yep.
And
Earnings were above expected.
Earnings are above expected.
When someone tells Zuckerberg to
and
knock it off,
and they're crushing on monetization of Reels.
Yeah.
So they've taken now they've readjusted what the kind of 2024 revenue potential is, and are pricing the stock like to 7 to 8 times.
when the board walks into Zuckerberg's office and slaps him across the face and says, stop doing the metaverse, watch for the stock to snap to attention.
Yeah,
It's wild to me.
tech stocks had a good day.
It's wild to me that Zuckerberg thinks there's that much promise in the metaverse. I've heard him explain it. I've watched the stuff.
Yeah.
He says, originally it was all text on Facebook, no photos. Then we got into the photo game. Then we got into the video game.
Mhm.
Then when it was on your phones, we got into the mobile everything game. And the next level of evolution is VR. It
It's
is
probably not wrong.
It isn't though.
It's going to take time.
Nobody in my mind wants the metaverse.
It depends what you can do with it. Like if I'm in there and I'm cartoony, I don't really care all that much. But if I could
But the
like pop
metaverse
into
already
this,
exists.
but if I could
it
do this
exists
one,
through
right?
These games. It
Like
exists
I could
through-
buy, say,
Yeah,
a virtual
VR.
ticket to an Oilers game, and I could feel like I'm in the stand,
Sure.
but I'm watching.
But that's
from my
VR.
house.
Metaverse is like Zuckerberg being like, there's going to be like immersive VR experience, but we own everything and we get like 70% of the revenue of it. So if you like go and have a concert in the metaverse, you're Travis Scott, Zuckerberg gets everything. I think VR may get popular or become more popular, but the amount of money that Facebook's spending on fucking metaverse, it's like 15 billion a
It's
year.
like I read about it. It was era adjusted. It's basically the moon landing is what they're spending on it.
And the staff at Meta don't even want to use it. And they're like, you have to use it. And they're like, okay, well, that's great. Terrible.
Good day for the stonks.
Come on, Zuck. Ridiculous. It's like when Henry Ford tried to build a city in Brazil to manufacture rubber. It's unnecessary.
The only city I care about is Akon City.
Oh, the Akon coin?
Yep.
That's how I do all my transactions now.
Mhm. It's the
Akon
only
coin.
currency that matters.
Akon's launched Bitcoin.
China gave Akon $1 billion line of credit for
Like
solar
Akon,
power.
like
the singer.
Akon.
Yeah, the singer.
Yeah.
Yep.
$1 billion line of credit for solar power. But you have to buy the panels from them. So he brought light to like 100 million Africans, minted coin. Now he's building Akon City in the desert that
Yeah.
runs on the Akon coin.
Yeah, in Senegal.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the metaverse
That's
is just that
really
movie
smart.
Player One.
What's that?
That movie Player One.
Yeah.
That's the metaverse.
There's a Roblox.
Ready
No,
Player One. That was
on
it.
there's a game now that's like way better VR than the metaverse. They always refer to, why don't you just go in this world and have a meeting?
What was it? What's the one with one guy, or what the one with Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, Free
yeah.
Guy.
Free Guy.
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds.
That was a great film.
That was a good
It's a
movie.
fun little movie.
He fights himself at the
Mhm.
end.
If you can jump in an immersive experience and all of a sudden you're like in a Lamborghini sitting next to Nicki Minaj and you drive off with like rock hard abs and it's indistinguishable from reality, why would you want reality?
Well, that's just
Well,
it.
the metaverse is the Matrix.
If it were better,
Yeah.
right now it's
It's
no
the
leg
cartoon
Zuckerberg
Matrix.
being like this.
It's the cartoon Matrix.
They're like, oh, we have legs. And this was a huge milestone for their development. And they did this demo where Zuckerberg came out as a character with legs, but it
He was
turns
jumping.
out that there were no legs. It was like simulated legs. And everybody ran to the metaverse to see their legs and they had no legs.
Zuck, come on.
Now, Ozzy Osbourne can't tour anymore, right? Because he's decrepit, poor bastard, right? Amazing he lived this long.
Before you get to that, did you see the thing I sent you yesterday? Facebook has 2 billion
Dailies.
daily active users.
Did you see when Zuckerberg was on Rogan and he said they have 3.5 billion across WhatsApp?
Yeah, Insta. Just monstrous numbers.
If the last Ozzy Osbourne concert was in the metaverse and he ended his career in front of all these digital people young again, and you couldn't see this anywhere else in the
That'd be
world,
great. I'd watch that.
maybe I would use the metaverse, but that's not what they're doing. They're
'Cause
like, you could go to a meeting with a gumball machine.
Yeah. Because I saw Black Sabbath about 5-6 years ago, and Ozzy was, I mean, he's lived a life.
They said in Daily Mail that he's setting up for a Las Vegas residency. I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Life.
I don't know. But the Stones still tour. Or what
That's
we
wild.
believe to be the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just puppets.
Maybe we are in the metaverse if they can still tour.
It's the leftover robots from Bullwinkles. They throw them out there.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
what was that guy's name? Boris
Bullwinkle?
Badikov?
Boris Badikov. Yeah.
What was
Barack Obama? What were you saying?
what was the squirrel's name? Rocket E Squirrel, or
Yes.
Rocket E Squirrel.
was it Rocket E Squirrel?
Rocky.
Rocky.
It was Rocky. What was his full name? Bullwinkle J. Moose.
J Moose. Yeah.
Rocky the Flying Squirrel is his name.
His middle name is The?
The Flying.
Ah.
Yeah. And to go back, there are updated versions of Drug Wars.
Dope Wars.
Oh, sorry, Dope Wars. They're called different things, but looking at Google Images, they're the exact same thing.
Well, maybe
Still
I can
time.
play. Yeah, I could get into this.
I only find myself drawn to games like that in times where there's something else going on in life I want to avoid. Example, every year during university, I would get caught playing Yahoo Pool. It had rankings. You could play. It was very exciting. You played real people, all that type of shit. The minute exams are over, I'm like, why would I waste my fucking time playing Yahoo Pool? There was one night I had to pull an all-nighter because I was like, okay, I'm going to play 3 more games. I'm going to study for 4 hours. Okay, I'm going to play 2 more games and study for 7 hours. I had to stay up all night just because of Yahoo Pool. The minute the exams are over, I'm like, I'm wasting my life. Exams are coming. Hey, I wonder if Yahoo Pool still exists. It existed 4 months ago. That's how I got through school.
I'm playing a lot of SimCity right now.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm
What's
building
going on
myself
in your life, Bag Milk? What are you trying to avoid? Is it school?
Nothing. I'm just building a beautiful metropolis. Proud of
SimCity
it.
2000?
Collecting
Which
taxes.
one?
Yeah, SimCity 2000. Collecting taxes. I had
Multiple
a,
cities?
I had some kind of like Kraken attack my town the other day.
Yep.
Difficult people.
I play a airline simulator where you run an airline company.
Oh, that's nice.
You have to price adjust, figure out what the planes you need to buy, the new routes you want to launch.
I play a pool game, and I'm not even kidding. And I'm very good at it. And I have over 100 million in career earnings.
I play Candy Crush.
On
You play
multiple
Candy
devices.
Crush on multiple
Multiple.
devices. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I play on my iPad, I play on my phone. And when my lives run out on both, I play on my girlfriend's phone.
So, which I'm shocked they don't have. But if there was a Candy Crush slot machine in Vegas,
That would have been great to play. Or just, yeah.
I'm
Or
shocked
just a
they
guy
don't.
charging you money to play on his
I'm
phone.
shocked they don't.
They have everything else. Monopoly. There was one, what was the one that you won on Bag Milk?
I don't know, but that's because I spotted a lady who she'd been sinking 20s in there for a while, and then she just got up and left. So I sat
You're
down.
like Phoebe and Friends.
Yep.
That was
Sat down, instant bonus.
No game giving money could ever make me happier than when we first started playing Clash of Clans, though. That was the best
awesome.
that's the golden age of my life. How happy you'd be. Couple builders, few tasks, everything's counting.
The satisfaction.
problem
Clean
with
up a
those
few
games is it just
stumps.
starts taking so long for shit to work.
I know. And it's like 2 weeks to build
Yeah.
something.
And that's how they make
And
money.
the price of wall is 4 million
Yeah.
Yeah.
gold coins a piece.
And
you
the
needed
Dark Elixir.
70
Who
of
has the
them.
time to get 30,000 Dark Elixir drips? I'm always getting raided, Liam.
I'd love to log back in my clan. It's probably just absolutely decimated.
I went, there were so many stumps and rocks everywhere. And all my little builders looked so tired.
We could restart it. We could make an Oilers Nation clan.
My thing for Clash of Clans was it needed a second town. That was always the innovation. And then they brought out the second town with a whole new set of rules and blah, blah, blah. Terrible. Terrible. But Clash of Clans for the first 6 months, you'll never have a better time in your life.
Nothing more exhilarating than when you're at like 45% damage to on an attack.
And you're pounded away.
It was like you need to get past 50 to get the star, because if you don't get the star, you lose.
or just keeping refreshing, looking for an opponent, refreshing, and then you see like 2 giant berries of delicious pink whatever the fuck
elixir,
and you attack that shit and you say, how did I just get 3 power-ups worth of elixir from an amazing raid? And then you screenshot it on your phone and look at it fondly a month later. That's how I lived.
I need a new game.
I would screenshot all my good attacks and then go through them like a catalog of a child's photos.
I'm basically turning into an 80-year-old woman on my phone because I play a lot of backgammon.
A lot of what?
Backgammon.
That's what people play in jail because they can't have chess pieces because they use them to stab each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just play backgammon because you can just have little pieces of paper as your pips.
A lot of backgammon, a lot of crib on mine.
I was watching a prison documentary, Scared Straight. You know that show?
Of course. So great. Fantastic.
In A&E, but they have on YouTube like Scared Straight compilations. And they were showing this kid they brought into a room and there was like this big window, and inside the window was the prison yard. And I had to rewind it like 4 or 5 times to make sure I saw what I saw. They're like, here's this guy. He's coming into jail. And there's this guy looking at him through the window. And this guy runs up behind him and drills him in the head. And this guy hits the window. This is on A&E and goes, eh! And then everyone around him's like, and like happy. And I decided then and now I do not want to go to jail.
Yeah, I'm not equipped for jail.
I don't think I'd like it.
I'm built for comfort.
Some people like it. I don't think I'd like
Liam,
it.
apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I don't think I would survive.
Cheesecake and first
You'd
class.
adapt, Liam. You're smart.
Prison cheesecake is not what you think it is.
You'd be a bad man, but you'd adapt.
Well, at least I could figure out how to put a barbecue on. Like connecting it to the
Just
light.
watch enough TikTok, you'll learn.
Yeah.
You know who's got a good podcast, unlike this podcast? A good one is the guy from Walking Dead. The guy with the shaved head who was the partner cop.
Oh,
I tapped out on season 2.
He's got
John
Bethenhall. Yes.
Yeah.
So
the Punisher.
Fairly.
The Punisher.
Okay. Fairly random dude, but amazing podcast. Like goes to jails and talks to death row inmates and like does all this.
He's a good actor. He's in Wolf of Wall Street.
He's in another.
He's in The Accountant, which is a very low key, very good movie.
That was unreal.
He was a bad person. This is his words, not mine, basically paraphrase, but he was like a bad dude and he got into a bar fight and he hit a guy and they didn't know if he was going to live or die. And they put him in a jail cell and they handcuffed him to the thing. And they're like, if that guy dies, you're going to the jail for the rest of your life. And he's like, I was so scared in that moment that I became a good person. And he said, he was like, Jesus or whoever's listening, like, if you get me out of this, I'll be a good person. And he said, no sooner had the thought left his head, they knocked on the door and they're like, hey, the guy didn't die. And so he got out and became a huge actor.
He did a Howard Stern interview.
Yes.
Many moons ago.
Yep. Once upon a time.
It's all about prison shit, what he does. It's crazy. Look, if you're like me and you like your zombie movie show actors to have a conscience and a podcast.
I feel left out of that zombie show. That whatever that one everybody's watching.
The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Is it a zombie one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all everyone talks about. Apparently this last episode was really weird.
Can't watch.
And it involves some Nick Offerman conduct that you would not expect from him.
This is like when everyone was watching Tiger King when everybody was into it. I had to wait until it was over so I could watch it kind of at my leisure.
Yeah, because everybody's talking about the Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about.
Alberta too.
That I knew.
Yeah.
But I don't know what anybody's talking about.
It's just a video game that they made into a TV show.
Oh.
They should make a Dope Wars movie.
Yeah.
Maybe they have.
Leonardo could be in it.
Absolutely.
Everything he's into success.
100%. Very handsome.
Dope Wars movie would be great.
Yeah.
Remember when they made the Angry Birds movie?
Oh, the Pixels movie. That was the video game one too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was that Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I didn't watch it.
I'm catching up now to children's content because I hadn't watched any cartoons since Little Mermaid in 1994. I was waiting until I had kids. So now we put the show up on TV. We have the menu, and my young associate picks whatever he wants. And we watched the Angry Birds movie and the Emoji movie, and they were actually quite good.
The Emoji? I think
there's an Emoji movie, and it isn't terrible. I was
Can you
shocked.
check the rating of the Emoji movie? I'm pretty sure it's like 4%.
Yep, I can absolutely check.
Well, you're not too, and excited to see moving pictures and hear sounds.
That's true. It was not built for me.
Your threshold of what a good movie is too high.
The Emoji movie on Rotten Tomatoes has a score of 6%.
Oh, that's harsh.
Well,
What about the Angry Birds movie?
But what's the audience score?
Yeah, what's the
That's the most
Audience score 37.
There you go.
Angry Birds.
The
hang
people
on.
that movie was designed for are incapable of leaving reviews because they're children.
Yeah, they're babies.
I'm like, run to Yelp, boy. Tell them if you loved it or not.
The Angry Birds movie, however, 43% tomato meter, 46% audience score.
I enjoyed it.
So it's a
I
coin
actually
flip.
Just finished Sing 2 yesterday.
How many sittings did it take?
That was 2.
Hmm.
I caught the first hour and I watched the last 30 minutes.
I like that you don't sit through a whole movie at once. You gotta break it down into parts.
It is very rare. I was getting rather restless during Avatar 2.
It's because he's so comfortable. He gets exhausted.
What's the rating of Step It Up 3D? That's a good movie. Favorite movie of all time, Liam? Or Drumline, but
Step
not
Up-
Drumline, the sequel to Drumline.
Step Up 2 was the best Step Up.
Watch the Step It Up franchise series?
Yes, of course. I don't remember the first one, but the first 3 were very good. The second one was when they danced in the rain.
Yes.
The third one
Wow.
was...
The first one had tryouts.
What was the third one? That was just when it's...
Space. They were dancing in space.
Yeah, they just moonwalked the whole movie.
64%. That's the audience score. 46% tomato meter.
For Step It Up 3D?
Didn't they go to like LA or something?
Imagine life
Or
was 3D.
Brazil? Maybe it was Brazil.
What's your favorite of the Pitch Perfect trilogy?
Wow.
Oh, see, here's the thing.
I love them all.
Yeah,
For different
yeah.
reasons.
Well,
tough.
it's
Yeah,
definitely
like-
not the third one. The third one.
What?
Yeah.
You don't like how it ended? I love the song at the end.
The Flashlight is a great song to cap that one.
They made a
off.
song called
that's-
Fleshlight?
That was 3.
That
when
was
they sing,
2.
When they sing with the mums.
No, that is 2.
Oh,
3 is with DJ Khaled. They're going to do they reconvene.
DJ Khaled's in the movie?
Yes.
What?
And
No.
yes,
Star power.
they're joining the USO to go entertain the troops, and DJ Khaled's going to select one of them
Does he
to
get
go with them on
acting
tour.
scenes?
We the
Yeah, he does. He does, but
Yes.
he's kind of weird in it. But
Yes, like when Rick Ross
and
got to
John
act.
Lithgow's in it.
Major killer.
The best part of the new Coming to America?
Germans? We the
No,
best.
that's the second one. Das House Machine.
Right. I'm getting very confused by these movies then. Is the second one has Haley Steinfeld in it though?
Who's Haley Steinfeld?
She is the girl from Hawkeye who just did the Hawkeye stuff.
Still doesn't help me.
The
Okay.
best scene, Bag Milk, in the new Coming to America was Rick Ross. They had to let him be in it because they shot it in his house.
No
Oh, the second one?
Yeah, Rick Ross can't act for shit.
Are we not recording?
We're recording. Bing isn't on working for me though. I got it on my
What?
phone.
Did you say Bing?
Yeah,
Did you
I
try to search with Bing?
Oh my!
You just gotta
God.
be different, eh?
You're
You
the
just-
one.
You're the one guy keeping Bing alive. You asshole.
This girl, Haley Steinfeld.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's in the second one.
I legitimately thought you
And
said
she is
Jerry
also in the
Seinfeld.
third.
The second one I think is my favorite. No, the first one is.
Second
the first
one-
one's great.
First
The
one
one's
is great. I like it how they end it, and I like the songs in it. I really love in the second one when they do Nero Promises, because I love that song in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
But the story is kind of not that good, but it ends nice. Third one also kind of weird, but ends really good.
Well, I like the first one because of the idea of collabing songs and like the whole Breakfast Club theme into
Yes.
it, and then it comes into
When they
it.
brought
all.
that in, oh
Yeah, and then they do the
Powerful
the
song.
fist pump at the end with the guy, and
I know you
Anna
hit you right in the
Kendrick.
field.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd say the first one. It's got to be 1, 2, 3 because I somehow can't remember the full story.
Okay,
of
so
the
you got
film.
homework. Rewatch the third.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, over the holidays, they put the whole trilogy on back to back to back to back to back over and over and over again. So I got caught up.
Only if you
Yeah.
subscribe to the Oxygen Network.
I do. Yeah, I just love a good musical. High School Musical, the Pitch Perfect,
Drumline?
Sing.
You like Drumline with Nick Cannon?
Mamma Mia.
My girlfriend loves Mamma Mia. I saw Mamma Mia at the Mayfield Dinner Theater. It's like a live show.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
going
it
to
was
a
unbelievable.
Jubilations on Sunday.
Dinner
It's
theater is great.
Yeah.
The Office. They're doing-
Oh,
I want to go. Let me know how that one is.
yeah, I'm going on Sunday.
I think it's until April.
Yep.
Yeah.
just starting this weekend until end of April, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be
You're going
interested in
into opening weekend at the theater. He's eating cheesecake 6 at a time.
Me missus, she reached out and she says, we're going to the office on Sunday. And I said, that sounds great.
Well, speaking about the Nation musicals and tying into the Nation Vacation, I might go to a musical in Toronto on the Friday.
Appear or as someone in the crowd? Appear in the crowd.
I would love to appear. I don't know if they will have
and you're
me.
a casting agent.
I can't sing good, but God damn it, I can dance.
That's all you need sometimes.
You could be a tree in the background.
I could just put me in the background. I'll be a backup dancer.
Or just
Don't
set the
wake me up.
tone. You know? Nothing sets the tone like a good boogie.
Live theater is a very, like, you're not allowed to bring your phone in. You have to focus what's going on. It's a nice experience.
That's gonna be
It's
tough for me,
amazing
to
how
be
you
honest.
get like you get bought into it,
Yeah.
right? And it's
You're not
amazing.
distracted.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever gone to a dinner theater. Is this coming Sunday?
Just don't sit in the front row because you can be sometimes pulled into the show.
Yeah, I don't want
at a Jubilations.
Okay, noted.
That's my.
I went to that little ticket wicket in Times Square once. I was in New York solo, as you do when you're committing crime. And I went to a show, the one that had Matthew Broderick in it and Nathan Lane.
Birdcage.
Oh, the directors?
Directors.
Damn it.
And it was just so exciting. There's Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
There's that guy. That's what I call Nathan Lane. And they're right there on stage. And it was awesome. And the sets were extravagant. And I felt like Nelson in that episode of Simpsons when he goes to the opera. Remember?
Yeah.
And he's so taken by it all.
First musical I went to was Book of Mormon, and it was fantastic.
Oh, so I've seen that twice. It's so good.
I'm a
Also-
big South Park guy too, so
It's so genius.
Loved
Also, go see Come From Away. Go see fucking Come From Away. It's so good.
I'm
Such a
in.
good story.
What's that?
It's a story about 9/11 in Gander, Newfoundland.
Oh,
But how all those planes had to land
landed. They all
there.
had to let them sleep in the gym.
Yep.
They made a song out of a tragedy.
It is so well done.
I'm in.
Where is it? Ghana.
Gander.
Oh, I thought you said Ghana, Newfoundland. I was like, oh wow.
It's like with
That's where
Ghana's
Akon
in Newfoundland?
coin is.
The Akon coin's accepted in Newfoundland. I
So I'm
can't
excited
wait
about it.
for
Dinner
when
theater.
we have a nice musical about the pandemic. It's called Masks ? No, thank you.
Yeah.
It's 72 hours long, Liam. It doesn't come out until 2070 either.
Mhm.
It's going to take a while.
It's take a while, yeah.
But if you told me on September 12th, 2001, there'd be a musical about 9/11, I'd say, surely that's not in good taste. They
Yeah,
won't do
it's
that.
poor taste.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing. That's like a thing from the outside, like a
They're trying to keep
storyline
the
from
memory
the
alive.
outside. Yeah, it's powerful. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's entertaining. It's also serious, but it's also good.
Is it also about 9/11?
That's
Or do they not make mention of it?
they do. There definitely is a little bit. There's definitely, of course, because the planes have to land. They talk about it, and just it's about the people of Newfoundland, just how awesome they are, and just all the crazy shit that happened just from all those people being there.
I know when I was living through 9/11, I kept saying to myself, I can't wait till this is set to music. This is going to be great, I said.
Come From Away. Check it out.
We are at an hour 12.
Well, I have to step out because I got a call at 2:45, and that's in 1 minute. So do
Probably.
what you see.
Probably
Come from
shut it
away,
down.
Jay. Come from away.
Come from away, do you?
Come from away.
Then I will say one last time. Check out nationgear.ca to join us on the Nation Vacation to Toronto. Our friends at AMA Travel did a lot of work to make this as seamless as possible. Get the details at nationgear.ca. And also a shout out to our friends at Betway. I'm getting the itch, Liam. There's nothing to bet on.
You can bet on the All-Star game.
Can you really?
But I saw that was, so it's weird. You can only bet on the semi-final games. I don't really know the format of the All-Star game. But you
Is it
could-
3-on-3 again?
Yeah, it is. But now on the Pacific team, there's nobody from Vancouver because Bo
Does he
Horvat-
represent the Islanders then?
Canucks. No, he's there on behalf of the Canucks, I thought.
No, on the behalf of the Islanders. So I think he's there. I think he keeps his spot on the Pacific Division team, but he'll be wearing
As an
like
Islander.
a New York Islanders
I love that
jersey.
the Canucks couldn't just wait for the All-Star break to be over before they made that trade. They're like, no, we need him to go to the All-Star game and disgrace us.
Yeah.
And then Chandler Stevenson represents Vegas, but there's nobody on Seattle.
Oh, right. Because what's his name?
They're just so
Imagine
craptastic. They're not allowed to have someone go to the All-Star game.
But Chandler Stevenson only has 41 points in 50 games.
That's good enough.
Disrespectful of Nugent Hyman.
And surely there's
Ryan Nugent
somebody-
Hyman.
God, what a player that would be.
Could you imagine?
Surely there's someone on Seattle though that could have I could have played.
If you want to place a bet on the All-Star game, bet that I'll be bored to tears by the All-Star game, because that is a sure bet. We call that.
Yeah, that is.
I call that a day off.
Even money bet. They call that one.
Yeah. You can bet that I will be watching anything other. I like the skills competition.
I remember when they had the glowing puck and it was like 16-5. Look up the one year they had the glowing puck, because this is my last All-Star game remembrance. It was 16-5. They were shooting comets at each other. I was in junior high and I was like, you know what? Fuck the All-Star game. I said to myself. At the time, there was no Twitter.
That was at 1996.
Yep. I wasn't here for it.
The Seattle Kraken are the number 1 team in the Pacific Division, and they have no one going to the All-Star.
Because their goalie has all the points.
But they have Vince Dunn, who has 36 points in 49 games as a defenseman. Pretty good.
Doesn't impress me for shit. How can the Kraken be so good if they have no good players?
It's actually funny. I didn't realize this until I said it, but they have nobody on that team. Chandler Stevenson has more points than every single player on Seattle.
How does that work? How can they be that good then? They just spread it out over 4 lines?
Everybody has 30 plus points. They have, let's look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players over 30 points. And then they have another guy with 29.
How many points Jordan Eberle have?
38.
My boy.
That's 10 goals in 49 games. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Carson Soucy, 9 points. Future Edmonton Oiler.
Future Edmonton Oiler.
Every time I see a Max Domi rumor, I'm so excited for you.
He's never going to come here.
What?
I just don't think the Oilers want him at all.
Because he has diabetes?
It's hard to say, but you got to wonder. We do get free healthcare here, so you think he'd want to come back to Canada.
He's got that thing he's always in the ads for. He's fine. He's got his readings all sorted. He's good.
What ads?
He does. This is how I know he has diabetes.
Yeah,
he's a diabetes endorser. He says, get diabetes like me, Max Domi. No, he touts a treatment. It's some sort of chip they put in the side of him, and then he doesn't need to get pinpricks. Do you even watch hockey?
I don't have cable.
Do you know what Ozempic is?
Is that a player?
That's the new diabetes drug everyone takes to get skinny. And they're unironically advertising it during Oilers games.
No, I haven't seen that. I did actually watch a hockey game yesterday on the television with no digital ads. And I can tell you right now, my viewing experience was much better, unlike what Mr. Bettman has to say. It was that Regina, what are they called? The Calgary Hitmen. Because that Bedard's on the team, right?
Right.
So they were showing us saying that every stadium he goes to, they just basically sell out. So there was like 17,000 people at the Hitman game yesterday to watch Connor Bedard, and he scored the shootout winner. It was like 5-5.
Wow.
And it was a shootout. Pretty cool.
That is cool.
That's cool.
So I don't know if they've come to Edmonton.
You don't need cable to watch hockey.
No,
you just need to know what buttons to push on the old computer. You know what I'm saying?
I have the apps. I just log into my parents' stuff, and then I don't get commercials. I just get the game stuff. So I got no intermission stuff. I get a little bit of Gene here and there. That's it. It's kind of nice, actually.
It is interesting when it goes to break on there, when it just goes, the game will return.
And the logo's there. It's like, we don't want you to watch anything.
Yeah.
Find your own ads. That's what they say. That's when I like to play ad compilations on YouTube until the ads are over. And then I hit stop and then I start watching the game again.
Yeah.
Because I like commercials.
I only watch commercials on the Nation Network.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. I switch videos. And
I click every ad too.
I click on all our ads at least once a day. That's what I spend most of my time doing.
That's exactly
clicking on ads. Yeah. Well, if you're still listening, and of course you aren't.
I'm good.
Let's shut it down, Liam.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.